Hello, my name is Richard Chinn and I'm a Teaching Associate here at King's College London and I'm a Teacher Trainer at International House London.
Hi, my name is Danny Norrington-Davies and I'm a Teacher and Teacher Trainer at International House London, and I also work on the MAT SOL at King's College London.
My colleague Danny and I wrote this book, Working with Emergent Language, because there's a real gap in the literature in terms of practical advice to help teachers work with language that arises in a lesson that was unplanned. So, for example, when students are communicating, suddenly an opportunity arises where the teacher can feed in some language or give the learners a correction to help them express their meaning more correctly, or it might be a case that, the teacher might provide new language for the learners to push them on developmentally. And the book's divided into three sections. The first section is the theory behind why it's important to work with emergent language and how it can fit into a lesson. And the second part are practical activities that teachers can use to develop their reactive skills in class so that they can better deal with language that arises in a lesson during these communicative moments. The last part of the book focuses on emergent language in different contexts, and we've interviewed colleagues that work all around the world with younger learners, English for specific purposes and in challenging situations around the globe. And that part of the book looks at how emergent language is really part of the natural part of the process of learning a language and how it can fit into any lesson.
There's lots of reasons why it's important to work with emergent language. But the first one, I think, really is that by working with it, you are helping learners at the point of need. And when you help learners at the point of need, you are really aiding acquisition. It's kind of respecting the developmental needs of the learner rather than deciding what you think they need in advance. Other aspects are the motivational aspect, the fact that it increases learner agency. It respects language as a very social act. By getting students to communicate and talk together, as a teacher, you can help them use phrases that they want to use to communicate the messages they want to communicate with the people they want to communicate with. I had a nice example from a lesson I did on veganuary, why people do veganuary, and I kind of expected that I would teach a word like vegan and vegetarian, but following a reading, students had lots of questions. So one was, can I call myself a carnivore? And so I had to think about it because I kind of wanted to say yes, and I ended up teaching, no, you're a meat eater. So I'm a meat eater, I'm a vegetarian, I'm a vegan. These words have come up. Someone asked me about what is a pescatarian, and I'd said, this is someone who eats fish but not meat. So sometimes you're dealing with words but a student said that they'd heard the word climavore. And I didn't know, I'd never heard this word before. And this is what's nice about working with emergent language. You can kind of poll the room. You can ask, well, I don't know, what is it? And they told me it's someone who is aware of kind of where their food comes from and only eating seasonal foods. So the student taught the rest of the class. So we've got all this new language coming out through the interaction. Students are asking for words they want. They're teaching each other as well as teaching me. And that's the beauty of emergent language.
Emergent language has always been around. It's not a new thing, but the term is quite new. It's only been around for about the last 20 years or so. And I think it is very much a development of where we are with language teaching. If we focus on meaning in class, and if we think about what's the definition of language, it's a system for communicating thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about the world, then in a communicative approach that we might use in class, there's lots of scope for working with emergent language. And I think the more that we explore methodology like task-based learning, project-based learning, and things like that, then I think that emergent language will play an important role in language teaching methodology in general. And I think teachers just need to be shown that it's okay to work with emergent language and that it's a natural part of the process in class, and to give it equal weight as target language in class as well.